Today's topic of discussion is squirmy and grubs. So I come across this YouTube couple, which I think is an inspirational couple, and there's a lot of lessons that can be learnt from these two people here. So Hannah and Shane. So we're going to be discussing some key points in terms of some key lessons that I've learnt from watching them. So first point is compassion. So the word compassion, the meaning of compassion is feeling sympathy for other people who are experiencing pain, suffering and hardships. So I'm going to play this 30-second clip of Squirmy and Grubs, so Hannah and Shane, and you guys can have a watch of them.
Suspect's more invested in the upkeep of her Sims household than she is of our actual household.
Suspect is on a groundbreaking medication that stops the progression of his disease, but he forgets to take it every other day.
Suspect genuinely thought Alaska was an island because of how it's often portrayed on maps. Yeah.
Suspect is so tiny, I sometimes lose track of him in bed.
I wasn't made for a king-size bed.
Okay, so you guys are back now. You guys have had a watch of that couple there. So they've been together for about 7-8 years or so. So you can see from that video, right, that Shane, yeah, he's got a severe disability that he was born with, and you've got the lady Hannah who's with him. So both of them together in their relationship, these guys here, right, you would see it as not common. So for a man to be in, for example, a severe disability like that, a lot of the times he's not in a relationship, for whatever the reasons are. So Hannah's fallen in love with him for who he is as a person. So before they met, right, Hannah had seen, I think, a video of Shane on YouTube or on TV or something, and Shane was describing his day-to-day activities, and he was creating a book at the time, and he was doing all these other different things. Now, that in and of itself, right, Shane was somebody who, even though he's got a severe disability, he was still working on all these other different areas, so he was writing up books. He was somebody who was giving inspirational speeches to several other people in the world and so on. He had a lot of other different ventures that he was working on. So compassion is something which is missing in today's society. A lot of guys, so both men and women, they're not compassionate towards one another. So if, for example, your partner or if somebody who you know is going through hardships, you need to feel some sort of compassion towards that person, So that's what the Deen teaches us in and of itself as well. The Deen teaches us to be compassionate towards each other. Because if you're not compassionate, you're going to end up being the opposite of that, which is remorseless. Somebody who has no sympathy for people, doesn't feel any type of empathy or anything. So just cold-hearted. And that's what's happening with certain guys in society, so both men and women. When they're getting into, let's say, a relationship, let's say their partner does something for them, and their partner is experiencing certain difficulties. So if they've got a certain health issue, it's your job to be compassionate towards that person, to assist them, to support them. So let's say your partner, your wife, is pregnant and she's feeling unwell. So you as a man, right, you need to support her in those time periods. Certain times you're going to need to give her more support to let her know that you're going to be somebody who's going to support her. So just let her know as well, like, certain times a woman, she may feel like she's not as attractive for you. So you as a man, you need to let her know that you've fallen in love with who she is as a person. So that just goes back to being compassionate towards that person. To let her know that, okay, you're experiencing difficulties right now, I'm here to help you in these periods. And it's vice versa for the woman. Certain times a man is experiencing difficulties. He may experience difficulties related to, let's say, finances. He's not able to provide her with the lifestyle that he wants. She needs to be supportive of him. Or if he's currently experiencing health problems as well, she needs to be compassionate towards him, to let him know that she's with him for who he is as a person. That's what I'm seeing with a lot of relationships nowadays. A lot of relationships are missing that compassion between husband and wife, between both partners. So next point is disability. So certain people in society have disabilities and illnesses. So let's say you're with your partner, right? You've ended up getting married, you're together. Certain times, right, later on, the partner may get a disability or they may get an illness. So you as a person, right, you need to be somebody who's going to be supportive of that person, because you've decided to marry them for who they are as a person. Or even before a relationship. Let's say somebody's got a disability or somebody's got an illness or something. You need to take all of those things into account. So let's say somebody's got a medical issue and then they let you know, oh yeah, this is what it is. It's always better to be honest from the get-go, to let them know, okay, this is something that you can work with and this is something which you're not going to be able to work with. It's always good to be upfront with someone. So that way there, when it comes to, let's say, the future, you're somebody who was straight and honest with that person. So even with that couple there, Squirmy and Grubs, you've seen it, I definitely recommend you guys have a watch of their YouTube channel and watch some of their videos. They go through their day-to-day activities. So with that couple there, even though Shane's got a severe disability, that doesn't mean that he's not able to get love from a partner, from his wife. So if you look at, for example, the comment sections of these guys, certain people, they just talk all types of rubbish. They say all types of stuff about him. A lot of these people are sick, and these people here are insecure. They can't stand the fact is, right, when they see a certain couple that are genuinely happy, that genuinely love each other. That's the society we're living in nowadays. A lot of jealous and envy. They think that, oh yeah, it's all superficial. Hannah's only with Shane because he's got money or because he's got status. That's complete BS. If you look at their actual story as well, from how they met, Shane didn't actually have hardly any money. Yeah? He was somebody who was actually near enough, broke. But she fell in love with who he is as a person because of his charisma, because of how funny he is, because of his character, because of emotional intimacy, which a lot of people are missing in today's society. A lot of people can't connect with another person on an emotional and spiritual level. Spiritual level right there, that right there creates a loving type relationship. A lot of these guys, right, who are for example fornicating and just sleeping around, do you think those type of people are able to connect with somebody on a spiritual level? The answer is no. So next point is acceptance. In life, right, you need to come to the acceptance that everybody has got strengths and weaknesses. There's going to be certain things that you like about a person. There's going to be certain things that you don't like about the person. And that goes back to acceptance. So whoever you guys deal with, whether you're speaking to somebody for marriage purposes or you're in a relationship, regardless, whichever one it is, You need to come to the acceptance that there's going to be things that you like and there's going to be certain things that you don't like. And the things that you don't like, you got to accept that. Obviously as time goes on, you're both developing, but there's certain things, right, that cannot be changed. So with Shane's condition, Shane has got a severe disability. That's something he can't change. Now in the future he could potentially walk with, I don't know, you got, for example, robotic legs, but I don't think that's going to be possible from what Shane has been saying, from his condition. So he's just going to be in a wheelchair, isn't it? But it goes back to it. Hannah has accepted the situation, and then Shane's accepted it as well. Because I remember Shane in the videos, he was mentioning before how, let's say he was going to a beach, right, and he felt uncomfortable showing his body. He wanted to keep it all covered because he didn't like how people looked at him. This is the type of sickening, disgusting society that we live in. People just judge someone based off of external, based off of what they look like, rather than actual internal values. So this is what it is. So acceptance is missing in today's society as well. A lot of guys, so men and women, they're not accepting the reality that nobody's perfect. Everyone's got deficiencies. Everyone's got certain things that are limiting them. So final point is love. This right here is what leads to love. When you have compassion and when you have, acceptance, and you have all these other different things related to internal values. So respect, integrity, class, morals, standards, good ethics, connection with God. This right here creates real love. And that's what's missing in today's society. A lot of men and women are judging each other based off of superficial metrics only. So I'm not saying that, looks don't matter and they're not important. I'm not trying to say that, because a lot of people, they end up twisting what I'm saying. I'm saying that guys, both men and women, need to prioritize internal values over external. So you can weigh up your external. So let's say you are physically attracted to the person, or whatever the case is, but then you need to put more weighting on internal. Because let's say, for example, with a woman, she ends up getting a condition and she doesn't look the same anymore, so from the face or from the body anymore. Are you a man who's going to stay with her for who she is as a person? Or did you just marry her based off of her body only? Because if that's the case, guess what? You're going to end up getting into problems then. And the same thing with a woman. If a woman just marries a guy because of how much she's got in his bank account, because of a certain lifestyle he provides her. But there's going to be periods, right, where he may end up experiencing financial difficulty. Are you going to be with him for who he is as a person during those periods? Or are you just going to bail out on him? So that right there, that's what's missing in today's society. People don't know what real love is. So when they see, for example, a couple, right, who genuinely love each other, like this couple here, you can't make it up. I've seen from their behaviour, their body language, I've seen a lot of couples, I've seen a lot of relationships. I've coached like several different guys. A lot of these guys, right, ain't got this. They ain't got that genuine connection with someone. That's where it's connection on a soulmate level. So when two souls are actually connected, that's what's missing in today's society. That's why you're seeing a bunch of divorces, a bunch of arguments, a bunch of altercations. It's because there's no real love there. People don't have no genuine empathy and sympathy for one another. It's always just take. What can I get from you? It's not actually, are, what value can I provide to you? What value can I bring to this relationship? It's always self-centered people who are just thinking about themselves, fulfilling their own desires. So certain guys, right, for example, in today's society, let's say youngsters, they're like, oh yeah, I just want to get married, I want to get married. A lot of these guys ain't even ready for marriage. They just want to get married just to fulfill their own desires. They're not actually working on their purpose. They're not providing value to society. They're not building their character. They're not building their internal values. This is what's missing in today's society. That's why women are literally divorcing them. Women don't want to stay with them. Women are initiating literally 70 to 80% of divorces with these guys. That's what the stats are. So 40 to 50% of all marriages are ending in divorce, and 70 to 80% of those relationships, 8 out of 10 women are initiating the divorce. Reason being is because those men, they lack masculinity. A lot of them haven't got strong internal values. They ain't got real love. They don't know what real love is. They think, oh yeah, as long as I just, give a woman some money, that's going to fix everything. These guys here are just living in delusion land. La la land. That ain't real love. Superficial things ain't real love. So if a woman, for example, is judging a guy based off of his status, based off of his money, based off of his looks, when she gets into a relationship with him, she quickly realizes this guy here is the complete opposite. He's using her and abusing her, disrespecting her on a daily basis, forcing her to do certain things she doesn't want to do, manipulating her. That right there ain't a man of class and integrity, is it? A man of class and integrity, he's going to give the option to a woman always. Say that, oh yeah, if you don't feel comfortable being in a relationship with me, go ahead, feel free to leave. If you feel as though you can get value elsewhere, and you feel like you can get a better man who's of value. He doesn't use any manipulation. He's straight and direct with a woman. He's clear with a woman. He tells her, look, if you're not getting on the same page as me, I ain't going to have no other option but to speak to other women. So let's say, for example, you guys are speaking to women for marriage purposes. You're going to come across women, pretty much it's going to happen. For a woman to really fall in love, she needs to know that you have the ability to walk away from her. To let her know, okay, if you feel as though you can do better, go ahead, go find another guy. And it goes back to just respect, isn't it? You have a high amount of respect for yourself. You're not going to allow for a woman to play games with you, to play manipulation with you, to treat you as second best. That ain't going to be happening here. It's vice versa as well. So with a man when he's speaking to a woman, certain times a woman can be providing him with value and he's not showing appreciation for that. So it just goes back to just having manners, isn't it? Manners, being polite. These are things, right, which is what's missing in today's society. Morals and ethics, traditional moral values. Basic things. If you go, for example, let's say to the workplace, see somebody that is walking past you. Let's say his name is Mark. Just be like, hello Mark, how's everything? You'd be like, oh yeah, I'm good, fine, I'm fine, thank you. How's everything, Omar? And you just talk about something, be like, oh yeah, it's a bit cold today, isn't it? And he'll be like, yeah, it's quite cold today outside, isn't it? It's just small conversation starters, just to recognize people, acknowledge people. That right there is just showing love towards people. And then that's going to get reciprocated. 9 out of 10 times it's going to get reciprocated. But people today are just self-centered. People today are just focused on themselves and they don't want to do anything. They don't want to show any type of love towards anyone. And then they're wondering why they're not getting love in return. So the energy you put out to the world, that's what you get back. So if you're leading with, for example, external metrics and external values, and you're trying to flex with external, trying to flex with materialism and all this other BS and money, and try and, you know, be on your high horse and be like, oh yeah, look at you guys ain't making as much money as me, and so on. You'll see how quickly that guy there, how quickly he falls, how he drops. God ends up just stripping him, takes all that stuff away from him. So just to wrap up, compassion. Couples today are missing being compassionate towards one another. So when, for example, your husband's experiencing, so from the girl side, the husband's experiencing certain problems, she needs to be compassionate towards him. And then vice versa, where the wife is experiencing certain problems and going through certain issues, the husband needs to be compassionate towards her. That right there, right, is what's going to create a loving type relationship, when you both are compassionate towards one another. So that's just in a relationship or before a relationship. You know, right there, showing compassion towards someone to let them know that everything's going to be all right. You know, so certain times, let's say with women, certain women, they end up overthinking. You know, you got to show support towards her certain times. But that's when she appreciates it, when she appreciates the value you're providing. If she's not showing the same level of respect, then you have to withdraw your communication from her, withdraw your attention from her. Tell her, look, I wish you all the best. And then she has to come back in her own time, and she has to apologize for that, because as she took you guys for granted. And the next point after that was disability. This right here, right, as I said, disability and illnesses, health problems is going to be striked on everyone. Everyone's going to get striked with health conditions. But it's down to you to be that type of person, to be able to overcome those challenges. Because when you overcome those challenges, that's what's going to make you a better individual. You're going to have stronger internal values. A lot of these guys, right, who have poor internal values, a lot of them ain't experienced hardships. They ain't experienced health problems. I'm telling you, when God gives them that taste of health problems, you're going to see how quickly they crumble. They're going to start to really suffer. And then they're going to start, you're going to see the dirty side of them there, where they're going to become really, really toxic. You know, these are the type of people that God inflicts suffering to, and then they end up crumbling. But for example, you got Shane, right, from the video you guys have seen with Squirmy and Grubs, the YouTube channel. Shane is somebody who's got somebody who is full of love. He's got a lot of love to give to the world and society. And then Hannah's with him because of who he is as a person. Even though he's got a disability, even though he's got a condition, she loves him for who he is as a person, not for what he can provide her and so on. And the next point after that was acceptance. That's what it is. Accepting that everyone's got strengths and everyone's got weaknesses. There's going to be highs and there's going to be lows in life. And coming to the acceptance, right, that marriage and relationships isn't all about love. Oh yeah, for a man to basically make a woman happy 24/7. And then vice versa, for a woman to make a man happy 24/7. It doesn't work like that. Life isn't about that. Life is about going through challenges and hardships, and it's about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about literally the journey, and then enjoying your journey in this world. A lot of people are so quick to rush to a certain destination. They're like, oh yeah, I need to make X amount of money. I need to get this house. I want to get this, this and this done. I need to, get this business running, or whatever it is. Or a woman, she's trying to say, oh yeah, I'm trying to look as pretty as possible. I want to, whatever stuff they do. Myself, I'm not a woman. I don't know what they do, but whatever's going on in their head. People are just in a rush to do stuff. They're not actually taking a step back and reflecting on certain things that has happened. So when you're in a relationship, or when you're not in a relationship, you should be at peace of mind, knowing that you're providing value to society, that you're doing the best you can in life, that you're leading with internal values. Certain times, right, guys, right, they end up experiencing a bit of money and they just start splashing out. They start going crazy with it. They start flexing. They start doing this and that. That guy there, he ends up burning out. But there's certain guys, right, who have got money and they just live basic lifestyles. They live a basic life. They can connect with people on an individual level. So final point was love. Love is what's missing. Real love is what's missing in today's society. A lot of people equate external metrics to real love. That's not real love. Real love is internal values. How you make the other person feel. It's not about what you're saying to a person. A lot of the times people are thinking, oh yeah, do I have to say a certain phrase to a person? Nah, it's about literally facial expressions and body language and how you make a person feel and your energy. A lot of people's energy is dirty in today's society. They've got negative energy. So with people who comment and talk rubbish on other people's videos, they've got bad negative energy and they're going to attract bad negative energy. And these type of people here, they're going to live miserable, pathetic lives, and they deserve every bit of it. What sort of person is attracted to bad negative energy? No one. But these guys here think that, oh yeah, if they keep pushing that out there, people are going to be interested in that. Nah. People ain't attracted to bad energy, toxic, dirty energy. They're attracted to good energy. How you make a person feel, make them feel good about themselves. So then that leaves a good impression on you. And then other people, whenever people interact with you, they felt that good interaction from the last time. That's why certain times people will remember you. Your name, for example, even if you've only had one interaction with them, they'll remember you from like weeks later. It's because of how you made them feel. Certain people, they don't even get acknowledged and recognized by other people. They don't want to talk to them. How do you think that person feels? But then if you're showing genuine love towards that person, he's going to feel good. He's going to feel appreciated. So that's just all relationships in general. Whether it's, husband and wife, whether it's, friendships, whether it's, family members, it's whoever it is. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.